I'm so happy. All my babies all together.
I hope you enjoy Thailand.
We usually go to the Caribbean.
So first of all, I wanted to congratulate you in advance for your Emmy for season 3 of The White Lotus.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious.
Oh, please.
This is the most done deal of all time.
That's so sweet.
This is such an incredible role. Obviously, we know...
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I mean, I'm from the South, so I've waited like my whole career to play like these Southern women who I love. Like no one can do drama like Southern women, and they're so funny and they have so much power. And you know, you travel all over the world, and it's when they imitate Americans, they imitate the Southern accent. People love an accent. So I was like, okay, let's hone in. Let's do something that is like, you know, singular and strong, and Jason Isaacs is such a powerhouse too. So as like the Ratliffs, I think we really just like created such a dysfunctional and entertaining family.
I mean, you literally just answered like half of my questions, but specifically, like you said, you sort of drew from people you knew. You made such bold choices, and you took major risks as an actress. Yeah. Because she is a larger than life personality. So was there anybody specific you drew from, or was it sort of an amalgamation? And then what were the conversations with Mike like about her?
It was an amalgamation of a few different ideas of the Southern or the prep of the 80s. I don't know if you're old enough, but there was like something called the Preppy Handbook. And there was kind of a snotty way of being that we're familiar with in 80s movies like James Spader or these kind of like, you know, these kind of characters.
Yes.
I love a nighttime soap. I love Dallas and Dynasty. I've seen all these soaps. I feel like these characters of like, also the Agatha Christie movies of the 80s, like Evil Under the Sun, like they had parasols and, you know, there was all this intrigue and they were like larger than life. And there was this like a whodunit. Yeah. Are they capable of killing someone? Are they capable of murder? So this was like murder. And so Southern accents are just so fun. They're so you know, there's emphasis on the feeling. There's not with what you're saying, but with what you feel. So, and I love how they make something dramatic out of nothing. Yeah. You know, it's just like you go from 0 to 100 over something that, I mean, this is ridiculous. She's arguing with her daughter about going on a meditation retreat, and you would think like the entire world is, and it is for her, but there's something with that accent that has so like, you know, it just has this power, and you can't knock it down. You know, that Steel Magnolia, that lady. Yes. And I love the South, so I hope that the ladies get a kick out of it.
The enjoyment that I could feel coming through you in playing this character. I'm curious, I don't know if you watched seasons 1 or 2. We obviously know Jennifer Coolidge is a legend. Yes. How do you think your character and Tanya, the characters, would have gotten along had they met?
I think so well. I think they would just love each other. I think they could just sit next, like I could with Coolidge, like just sit next to her all day long. Just talk about anything, nothing.
And you don't think she would have judged Tanya? You don't think your character Victoria would have judged her?
No.
Really?
I don't. Maybe she'd think Tanya was up to something. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, like, Victoria's on lorazepam. She really just wishes she's just gonna get massages. She's really not up for leaving the hotel, right? And then she slowly starts to wake up and get into like the drama, the intrigue, the paranoia.
Yeah, they could have shared pills.
I know for a fact she would have shared pills.
Who do you think of everyone in the cast this season, not the actor, but the cast members, I'm asking everybody today, is the most emotionally messed up?
My intrigue goes to, there's so many this just seems to be the way that Mike has, again, is that like intrigue of being able to write someone like that. Like I think I think the ladies can be like, are knotted up in this. I think everyone is knotted up in this way.
Yeah.
Except for maybe not so much.
Natasha.
Not Natasha's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
the only one that's not knotted up. Yeah, so they all kind of have to have that thing.
Real quick, who's Victoria's favorite child?
Saxon.
I feel really lucky to be here. I want to learn everything I can and bring the magic back to Maui.
So the last time I saw you, I asked you what you were holding space for in 2025. Can we?
Right there. Just hold it right there. I'm holding it.
It is so good to see you, and
Likewise.
congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to know how you got the call from Mike. Like, how you got the call. I mean, you're the chosen one. You were invited back.
I was invited back,
Yes.
and I truly had no idea. There was
That's
nothing.
rarefied air.
I mean, I'm glad to breathe it. I tell you. No, Mike was shooting season 2 in Italy, and he was headed back to LA for the Emmys, and we were meeting up for dinner, which friends do. And during dinner, he's like, I'm already thinking about season 3, and I think I want to bring Belinda back. And I was just like, say less, I'll be there. And, both of us being writers, I know nothing's real until you put pen to paper, so I didn't hang my hat on it. And then he finished up production, and then after it aired, he was just like, so, Belinda's back. And I was just like, let me just make sure my passport's up to date. Let's rock and roll.
It's like one of those things when people say, we should have dinner. And then
Right.
you're like, are we really going to
Are we going to do this? Are we really doing
Are we
this?
having dinner?
Yeah. And
Oh
I
my
said yes.
gosh.
I hadn't read a script. I didn't even know where it was going to be. But I was just like, sign me up.
You're incredible. And
Thank
one thing
you.
I love about this season is that we get to see how funny she is. First season, she's much more she's just trying to get ahead in life.
Yeah.
And you really got to exercise your comedy chops in this one. So I just
Thank
wanted to sort
you.
of know, I've heard that Mike on the day loves people to just bring all everything they got, that he shrieks, he ruins takes.
Yeah.
Sort of like that interaction. What was sort of the craziest note he gave you? And just sort of you as an actress being able to sort of take all those juicy words, but the way you ran with it was just awesome.
There's nothing I love more than a director that allows for improvisation. And, it's not so much that he gives crazy notes, but he's so excited by the craft. Do you know what I mean? And it's so cool to watch someone who loves what they do so much and cares so much. And so you want to get it right for him. And yeah, he gave me some license to play around, and I cut my teeth in improv, so it's so cool to be able to flex that.
And was all the being scared of animals, was that in the script? Or was that something that organically happened?
No, that was in the script, but it was in the Venn diagram of Belinda and me. We're both very much afraid of nature.
I concur on that. So being that you were in the White Lotus season 1 and you were in Hawaii and you were in Thailand, can you give us a little resort preview of each and which one is better? Which one is better to hang out in?
They're just so vastly different.
Yeah.
The White Lotus season 1, we stayed in one location, shot everything there. Season 3, when you see the White Lotus, it's a composite of multiple hotels. So we moved around a bunch, and so it's an embarrassment of riches. Both are incredible.
And give us a little bit of a preview of, for you, what is the best part of being in the White Lotus? Is it the thread count? Is it the room service? You as a person, because you guys are there for months.
Yeah.
What is sort of the best aspect for you? What is the thing you like to indulge in?
It's going to sound so cheesy, but it's the people. I'm with some of the game's top players. They're at the top of their game. Iron sharpens iron. I feel everyone's raising each other's levels, and you just turn into this weird family where it's just what are you gonna do tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna go have cocktails with Parker Posey, hang out downstairs, and there's just a family energy that's built, which is really nice.
So we talked a little bit before we started rolling, and I said I was shooketh because I've seen the first 6 episodes, and you said,
watch out. Get ready for 7
give
and
us a
8.
little preview of just how, because this is very much a darker season. When Mike said it's darker, it's dark.
Yeah.
He really goes there. So
Yeah.
what can we expect?
I will say that dark and light need each other. And so I think as you explore the dark, you'll see light, but not in ways that you think. And I think people, it's a 1-2 punch. The penultimate and the ultimate episode. It's just a wild ride and just visually stunning. I'm excited for everyone to see it.
Who is the person from either your first season or season 2? Because I'm hoping that you will be in season 4.
If I survive.
Who are you bringing to season 4 if you survive? Which
Who am I
character
bringing?
would you think would be fun to bring?
I feel like Jake Lacey would be a hoot. I feel like there should be like a congress of all of the assholes. I just want to see them all bro out and destroy each other. Aubrey Plaza's so fun. I think that there's just it's impossible to choose, but yeah, Jake would be a good time.
And I'm asking everybody today, who's the most messed up character this season? Because sometimes on the surface people are normal, but then you find out who, in your opinion, which character is the most messed up?
I will say, Jason goes through the ringer. I think Jason goes through the ringer, so I feel like he's the most torn. Do you know what I mean? So it's devastating. Yeah.
Yeah. He's in purgatory.
I mean, truly. It's a rough stuff.
He's just waiting for...
And it's this, the anticipation. That's just miserable.
Everyone runs from pain towards pleasure. But they get there only to find more pain.
I'm curious for you. It feels to me when I watch those family scenes, it feels nothing you could say would convince me that you're not a real family. It
felt that way when we were on set.
Did
it? It really did. It was a
I'm-
really funny and fun and outrageous dynamic between all of us, and there were things happening on camera and off camera that made it feel like a family, a dysfunctional, crazy family.
We spent a lot of time together, even
Too
before we
much
shot.
time.
Yeah, we were stuck. To say stuck in a beautiful luxury resort is an odd word, but it was a gilded cage. And we had each other, and we spent a lot of time with each other, hanging out, playing cards, watching movies, taking trips, and we got to know each other well and trust each other and like each other and snap at each other and all the rest of it.
And then you have Mike White, the genius at the helm, giving you these incredible lines. So break down for me, when you're shooting those scenes, like a breakfast scene, lunch scene, dinner scene with the Ratliff family. Yeah. Sort of what's he shouting out? What's the wildest note you got from him?
Just things that would get him imprisoned, I think, half the time.
He wouldn't come back from Thailand. He'd have to move there.
He's hilarious. I think you've said this before, but it's a funny scene or it's going well when mid-scene you're talking and doing your dialogue and you just hear from behind the monitor this
demonic cackle,
loud laugh,
shrieking laugh,
and it's just Mike cracking up, and
then that always pushed him to go, say this, and you go,
and then
can I say that on camera? Are you allowed to say things like that? He would push you to more and more extremes all the time, or what he thought was funny. He's a wonderful director.
That must be so much fun as an actor, though, to just sort of know that he's encouraging you. F. Murray Abraham said last season, he wants you to bring your best. He just wants to see what you can do. He's not controlling in any way. He just
he's collaborative, and he really is.
Oh, you can come up with stuff as well. You can come up with your own, say something completely different. If he likes it, he likes it. It's not that he's not in control. He'll happily go, don't do that again. But nonetheless, he also comes out and goes, he says this wonderful way of directing. He comes out behind the monitor and goes, awesome, fantastic. And then he says, we're going to go again. And he's walking away, and then he kind of turns around as if it's an afterthought and goes, if we go again, what? Do you think maybe? And then he offers a pearl, absolute gold up. And he does it in character, and you're like, I'm going to do it exactly like that.
Oh, he does it as your character.
Well, he goes through, it's this fascinating thing to watch him come over with the note, replay the whole scene, saying it and doing the characters. And then come to you with the note. It's like this, it's absurd.
They need to do it behind the scenes of just him. Somebody needs to be filming him.
There's an off-camera White Lotus that's twice as dramatic as the on-camera White Lotus.
There's no way it could be any more dramatic than it already is, because the word for the season is I am shooketh. Your character, Timothy, is obviously, there's a lot you have to do internally this season. There's a lot where he's not communicating. So just maybe if you could talk about that as an actor and sort of that challenge of... I was
worried about it, to be honest with you. I read it, and there's a lot of episodes where he's got this big burning secret. His life is melting down. He's terrified about what's to come. He doesn't know what to do next. And I don't have words I don't want to tell. Obviously, I've got to hide it from my family, for whom I'm the big patriarch. And I wondered about carrying that off while I'm drugged into a stupor a lot of the time.
And in the shower, a lot of scenes.
And in the shower. And then And then there's some big acting coming up. There's some stuff I read and went, oh, geez, I got to pull that off. That's major acting. That's like, because you can coast through some parts in films and television. And
right.
The situation can be very dramatic, but the characters don't necessarily go through huge emotional shifts. I got some. I've been keeping my powder dry, and then it pretty much explodes near the end. So
how fun.
But then reading those things and being nervous about it, thinking that's going to be tough to carry off and not be boring, and that's going to be tough to carry off and be truthful, is the reason we do it. It's fun.
Oh, it's so fun to watch.
Because most things don't really tax you as an actor, and Mike's writing is so complex and rich and dramatic that you got to raise your game.
Every single line is unreal. This is why I've watched it so many times. And for you, like when you read your character's name, Saxon Ratliff, it says so much.
The names are so good, aren't they?
The name, you just know who he is from
I know,
that.
You really do.
And like your character is called the D word a lot.
Douche.
Just sort of like for you creating, because man, oh man, do I believe you're that person. And I know obviously you're not sitting in front of you, but
You don't know that at all.
Is he?
I mean, he's cast for a reason, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, so just sort of preparing to play Saxon Ratliff.
I know. That's quite the name.
Yeah. So how did you sort of lean into that, and what sort of prep did you do to play that
Yeah, I mean,
character?
I talked with, well, look, when I got the audition, we only got a couple scenes of what our character was, and we got a one-sentence log line that he is a Southern finance douche that loves to flirt with anything that walks or something, And I think that once I got the character and I started to build it with Mike, it was really important to him that he not just be a douche. Like, he wanted him to be a douche that was like kind of enjoyable and laughable, and that you kind of liked him. And in a way, I don't know if you liked him or not, but he's someone that you kind of his dynamic and his relationship with his mom and with his siblings and stuff like that was so outrageous that it was kind of funny. And so it was really important for Mike to have that kind of, part of him when you watch, you're like, this guy's mental and he's nuts and he's insane, but he's also, he speaks some truth. He's hilarious.
When I read him, I saw you feel vulnerable because he's so desperate for approval, to be your dad.
Right.
And that felt...
And that's what comes to show. Yeah.
And it's even in one line, he says something to his dad, like, how am I doing? Like at the company? And, oh, you're doing great. And you're saying it for different reasons. But so can you talk about Parker? She's just the two of you together are just...
Well, it's funny, we don't really connect on camera because she's drugged out of her mind. And I'm sharp and think, what's the matter with my wife? I wish she wasn't a zombie. And then I'm drugged out of my mind. She's going, what's going on with my husband? While she's going hysterical because someone's taken her drugs away. So it's odd playing a married couple with someone who you never really speak to. Like we don't manage to find that point where we're both, I'm going through such a crisis from the second we get there that I don't know. It's funny, my wife we watched it together yesterday in the hotel, and she went, it really feels like Parker and you are a couple. But in the scenes when we're playing them, we're really not talking to each other or seeing each other or hearing each other. So I don't know, I guess it's down to Mike's writing.
My favorite moment is they touch hands at one point on the bed. It's the one time they touch the whole season. Yeah. Who's the most messed up character in season 3? My last question.
Almost every single person on screen. That's what Mike White's so brilliant at. He's excavating the human condition.
Yeah, I guess
he sets out a stall.
Not that messed up.
Natasha's not. Okay.
But there's same with Tame. He's really nice.
Okay. Well, all the Ratliffs.
All the people that go.
All the Ratliffs for sure.
That's true. The Ratliff family is...
Tame must be protected at all costs. That's all I'm saying.
Walton, possibly.
Walton's nuts.
Yeah. Okay. I'm saying he's messed up.
Yeah.
Basically everybody.
If you're not messed up when you get there, you're messed up by the time you check out.
You have no business being at the White Lotus if you're not messed up.
What if this life is just a test to see if we can become better people?
No. What?
First of all, obsessed, shooketh and obsessed. Yay. Congratulations. Why do you call him, because Patrick's not here, why do you call him the Pookinator?
The Pookinator.
Oh my God! Remember the photo? You were like,
that was a reference to. Do you guys know? Do you know the what are their names? The couple.
I don't know.
On Instagram where it's that Southern guy and he's like, Pookie is looking
absolutely fire tonight.
It was a reference to that.
That was so cute, by the way.
The Pookinator is looking absolutely fire. Yeah.
This is how you know you play siblings on a show, is that you finish each other's sentences and you talk in unison. So along those lines, what kind of conversations did the three of you have as siblings, sort of establishing that relationship? Because when you guys are at family dinners, breakfast, lunches, there is nothing you could ever say to convince me that you're not really a family in real life.
That's
IRL.
so sweet.
Yeah.
You know, we had someone in earlier who was like, you guys aren't believable as a family at all. You're like,
I'm here to tell you they were wrong.
Thank you.
But yeah, did you have those conversations ahead of time? Was there like something to sort of solidify? Did you have conversations about like what they've done together, in the past or anything like that?
We definitely in the beginning when we all got to Koh Samui, we like the three of us gathered and like kind of went over our scenes. I think what was just important was just for us to hang out and to get to know each other just as people, and then I think just to become comfortable with one another, because I think we all knew that we couldn't really plan too much what we were going to do, because like we knew getting there Mike was gonna maybe tell us something completely different, and like we all kind of had to just be open to whatever, like ready to receive anything that he was going to throw at us.
Yes.
So, but like honestly, like we were hanging out all the time. It just like it became a natural, easy thing for us to just be a family.
And yes, when he gives notes, you receive, you take them
in.
Totally.
Yeah, but
How
give
can
me
you
a
not?
set, like what was sort of, because I've heard that he just like shouts dialogue, he'll like laugh, he'll break,
He laughs a lot.
He
he
does.
sure does.
Yeah, so what was sort of the craziest, best, wildest Mike White note you got on set that you can remember, or moment?
Well, mine would be a spoiler, so I can't say. But
What would it be?
remember when he was like,
Oh, yeah.
or for you, it was
Yeah.
we can't say this
No.
though.
This in itself is gold, though.
I have one where he once he said, what did he say? He was like, when I was looking at her when Piper's telling me that she's gonna stay, and it's this. The scene might have gotten.
Yet? Has it happened?
The scene
yet?
might have gotten cut, but anyway, I won't say what she's saying. But she's saying something that I'm reacting to, and I was like looking really concerned, and he was like, "Can you open your mouth?" And I was like. And he was like, more teeth. And I was like, he was like, perfect. And then he was like, wait, do it one more time. Just do it like this. And he went over to me and he was like, I was like, okay, I'll do that. And it was funny.
Did it make it in the episode?
I'm not sure.
No.
It's in it's in 7 or 8, which we haven't seen yet.
Or it's like you watch it and he uses the take where your mouth is closed.
Yeah. So what was all that open mouth talk?
Classic.
He was just messing with you.
Classic.
Wouldn't be
So
surprised.
you have some pretty epic parents in
We
this.
Sure do.
We sure do.
So just sort of maybe just describe sort of basking in, like, they're just so incredible, and like I said, the family dynamic, but like Jason and Parker are they're just such next level. So your experience with them.
Yeah, I mean they're some of the wackiest, weirdest people I've ever met in my life.
Oh, personally?
Yeah.
Personally, they're like strange
They're
little
crazy.
butterflies, like you one of a kind, like singular human beings.
Never met anyone like that.
Never met anyone
In
like
what way? Like how so?
Well, you interviewed both of them, right?
Just
like
Parker so far.
Oh, you only Parker. Okay.
You'll see
With Jason too. I mean, they're I don't know. They're real artists, and they come with ideas, and their personalities really shine through. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like
It's kind of impossible to explain. They're professional and funny, which is a weird combination. And it's awesome.
Yeah, there must have been some jaw-dropping moments, like when you were in the scene where you're like, "Do not break character."
So many times.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard when Mike is over in the corner going,
like cackling, and you're like, "Bro, I'm trying to be serious here."
Come on, dude, I'm doing my acting thing.
Yeah.
I'm asking everybody in the cast today. Last season, I asked everybody in the cast who was the most evil. This season, I'm asking who's the most messed up, who's emotionally the most, because everybody's messed up on this show. Which character do you think?
I'm pretty damn messed up.
Honest-
Rick is pretty messed up.
Rick
too.
is messed up. But who do you think?
You think me? I'm pretty.
Because he's so lost.
Yeah.
You know, am I
completely.
wrong?
No, I see exactly what you're saying.
I
think
see what
totally
you're saying,
right.
too.
He's completely lost. He has no sense
No
of self.
direction, really. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think either Lachlan or Rick. Rick is also pretty, but Rick is in a way that is like a little bit more. You can see what led him to be With me, it's like I've had a perfect life and perfect life, you know. And
I mean it as a compliment, by the way.
Yeah,
with your
thank
acting,
you.
that deep down, because there's so many
so
layers
much
to peel
going on
back,
there.
and when
That's
you
so
get to
sweet.
the bottom, it's like, whoa,
what is there? Yeah.
And I don't even think he knows what he's capable
Yeah.
of. That's just my guess.
so
I don't know. I
sweet.
don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Obviously, you were in Thailand for a long time. Any mementos you brought home, or what is the best part about being in a 5-star resort? Thread count, room service. Did you lean into it?
Hell yeah, we went
we
into it.
definitely leaned into it. It was it's funny though, because the first resort they had us in was Four Seasons in Koh Samui, which is the most gorgeous, luxurious place I have ever been in my life. And like the plants, like it was so colorful and just everything about it. And they kept, like, the producers kept teasing us, being like, it's all downhill from here. Just I'm like, well, why would you do this to us?
Another 5-star resort, I'm sure. It'll be
Yeah,
downhill.
yeah. But I was like, why would you tease us? Yeah, I was like, why would you tease it like that? Like, you've spoiled us.
I know.
And then you took it away from
Starting
us.
at the top.
Like, I feel like I turned into from that. Totally. I was like, I am a White
Yeah, we
Lotus
showed up to the
character.
next one. We were like,
I was like, oh, this is not
there's no
good
greeting
enough.
basket.
Exactly.
Why do you think, real quick, why do you think Piper, like, why is she drawn to spirituality? Like, why is that sort of something?
Well, she's a religious studies major. I don't know. I think a lot of the times people seek spirituality when, I mean, even speaking from experience, like, if you don't really know what direction to take in life, like, it's kind of an easy thing to latch onto and to give you purpose. And I think that's what she's searching for, is purpose, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ratliffs are messed up
core.
in general. So
Yeah.
just tell me, episodes 7 and 8, how crazy are we getting?
It gets pretty crazy.
It gets crazy, but we don't even know, because Mike wrote so much, and we know that he's had to take away a lot, like, throughout the entire season. Like, it's been, like, hard to know what's staying and what's going. So we don't.
Did you shoot more than one ending?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
It's more just like he just had a lot of story. And So we don't know. I'm like, I will be just as shocked as you guys.
Yeah. But I mean, we
The
know who dies.
ending
We know,
is the
but
same.
like,
But other pieces of like more shocking things, like we don't know.
But it's definitely, the last episode is definitely
Crazy. It's
like
gonna be crazy.
the way the death goes down is pretty intense in a cool way.